What's the most unprofessional thing you've ever witnessed in an operating room? I worked as an OR nurse for 5 years before switching careers, but there's one surgery I'll never forget. Not because of the procedure, but because of what the surgeon did while the patient was unconscious. The patient was a 36-year-old woman, scheduled for a routine gallbladder removal. She was healthy, upbeat, even joking as we prepped her. "Please take good care of me," she said with a smile as we wheeled her in. The anesthesiologist reassured her she'd be safe with us. She had no idea what was about to happen. Once the patient was under and the sterile field was prepped, Dr. Halvorsen, the lead surgeon, started making comments. At first, it was just small talk. "Anyone catch the game last night?" But then it took a turn. "I bet she's one of those difficult patients," he said, nodding toward the patient. "Looks like the type who complains about everything, don't you think?" The surgical tech glanced at me nervously. We both had our masks on, but I could tell he was uncomfortable. Halvorsen continued. "Probably cried over this gallbladder thing too. These patients are all drama." The anesthesiologist, a quiet guy named Raj, looked up and said, "Hey, let's keep it professional, yeah?" Halvorsen waved him off. "Oh, relax, it's not like she'll remember anything." Then he crossed a major line. He took his phone out of his scrubs, lifted the sterile sheet near the patient's torso, and snapped a photo. I froze. "Are you serious right now?" I said, trying to keep my voice even. "That's a huge violation of privacy." He just smirked. "Relax. It's for educational purposes. I'll blur identifying features." Raj looked shocked. "I'm reporting that." "You're new here," Halvorsen said, his tone suddenly cold. "You don't want to make enemies in your first year, doc." The room went silent except for the monitor beeps and the low hum of the OR lights. I didn't know what to do. Speaking up meant risking retaliation, and I knew that at this hospital, surgeons often got away with inappropriate behavior. But Raj, he didn't hesitate. He subtly tapped the side of his anesthesia cart where his phone was clipped and hit record. The rest of the surgery went normally. Halvorsen made more inappropriate comments. At one point, he mocked the patient's earlier concerns in an exaggerated tone. Everyone else stayed quiet. After the operation, Raj walked straight to the chief of surgery's office. He didn't say a word to the rest of us. We figured maybe he'd reconsider. He didn't. The next day, Halvorsen didn't show up for his morning cases. The day after that, every OR staff member got called in for private HR interviews. By the end of the week, Halvorsen was gone. No official announcement, no explanation. But word spread fast. Turns out Raj had captured the whole thing. The comments, the photo, even the threats. When the hospital tried to quietly discipline him for unauthorized recording, he contacted a patient advocacy organization. The patient was notified. Her reaction? She filed a formal complaint and lawsuit. The case gained significant media attention. The patient gave an interview, identity protected, where she said, "I trusted them with my body and my life, and they mocked me while I was unconscious and violated my privacy." The photo wasn't made public, but the violation of trust was clear. The hospital tried to claim it was an isolated incident, but Raj's evidence proved otherwise. It showed a culture where inappropriate behavior went unchallenged because staff feared speaking up. The patient won her case. Substantial compensation. The hospital had to issue a public apology, revise OR privacy policies, and conduct mandatory ethics training for all surgical staff. Halvorsen lost his medical license. His reputation was destroyed, but the part that sticks with me most, Raj was offered a position on the hospital's ethics board. He declined. "I didn't do it for recognition," he said. "I did it because I imagined it was my mother on that table." That line resonated with everyone. We printed it out and posted it in every single operating room. Now I work in patient advocacy. Every time someone asks why I left the OR, I say, because I couldn't accept the disrespect I witnessed. Some surgeries save lives. Some reveal everything that's wrong with the people holding the scalpel. This experience taught me that patient dignity must be protected at all times, and that speaking up for what's right is worth any professional risk.